Hey guys, welcome back to Jay's Down Podcast. I'm your host Jaden, here today with Nick Williams of Against the Call, my good buddy down there in Lakeland, Florida. So he's joined us from down south on the podcast today. Nick, thank you for your time, man. Talking some ball with us.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. Let's get it going.
Yeah, so dude, Jared Goff, bro, let's talk about him. This guy, this dude got a big extension, man. It was 4 years, $212 million, if I'm not mistaken. Guaranteed $170 million. So what are your thoughts on him getting that bag?
It's deserved, man. Like it's truly deserved. He's gonna keep doing great things for the Lions. I'm not really worried on him, man. I think that they're gonna do great next season. They're gonna push the limits once again. Get maybe to another NFC Championship. Who knows? They gotta go through the Bucks next season, so we'll see. But I think Jared Goff is the man, and he works perfectly in that Dan Campbell offense.
Yeah, he does. You know what's funny, man? I used to be like a Jared Goff hater. I used to be a hater, man, with him. Like especially when he was on the Rams. I mean, when they got there, it did kind of he fit his system, and a lot of people were calling him a system quarterback and stuff. But dude, I mean, at the end of the day, he performed pretty well for them, and minus the Super Bowl. But that was just a train wreck to begin with. Get to Detroit, he's playing really well, and they get to NFC Championship last year. So I think it was deserved, and I'm happy for him that he got the bag. They pay Amon-Ra St. Brown as well, and Penei Sewell, so they're taking care of the offensive players. So.
They liked what they saw. And I mean, it's safe to remember as well that Jared Goff was a part of one of the greatest regular season games of all time when that Rams-Chiefs game, 52-51, whatever it was. I'm pretty sure that the Rams did win that, right?
They did.
So it's safe to remember that he's an offensive weapon. Let's forget about that Super Bowl that he got a lot of hate for, and, eventually led to him being traded. But he fits in well in Detroit, and I'm excited to see what he does. His contract is big because these QBs, they're just getting paid a lot. When you look at Mahomes and Joe Burrow, now you got Jared Goff, who's at the ranks of them in some way. It's crazy to see, and it's hilarious to see that he's able to do it with the Lions, whereas Matthew Stafford was not, and he had one of the greatest wide receivers of all time on his team. It just shows you that the Lions' trajectory, oh gosh, can't even talk, trajectory? There we go.
Yeah.
It just keeps going up, man. I can't wait to see what they do.
Yeah, me too, man. I've always been not always, but lately I've been the Lions kind of like my second team. I've been rooting for them, because they're just, they're always they just got dogs on their team, man. They fight. Dan Campbell's that guy, and he's, and they find gems in the draft. Brad Holmes has done a great job. Amon-Ra St. Brown, even last year, Brian Branch. They've gotten some good players. Aiden Hutchinson, of course. So I love what they're building, man. And take care of your quarterback, bro.
Yeah, that's what you got to do in this league. If you want to keep winning, you take care of your quarterback, and you hope he performs well and doesn't get injured.
Right. And the common thing last year was, I don't know if you noticed, but it was a number they were saying, a lot of quarterbacks, it was a lot of different starting quarterbacks last year.
A lot.
So it's you got to have. You got to have a guy that you can rely on and trust, and Jared Goff's that guy, and he's been pretty healthy for the most part throughout his career, so that's a good thing too. Hopefully he stays that way. And so what do you think exactly Detroit needs to probably continue to do, or maybe get better at, to further their postseason success?
I think that to improve is what they went upon last year, already getting to the NFC Championship. I think that a lot of those players, they needed that experience, especially you're talking about Aiden Hutchinson. That's his second year in the league, and he's already in an NFC Championship game. That's a lot of weight on your shoulders, but yet that team has got to that moment. And that goes for Dan Campbell too. He's had a lot of hate. A lot of people even in Detroit hated that hire. And yet he's proven everyone wrong. Like you've talked about, he's created dogs on that team. they talked about, hey, you get hit in the kneecaps, you crawl all the way down to the end zone. It's all about that. He tried to bring that real life line to practice at one time.
Yeah.
I mean, they got the experience. Now it's time to use that in the bigger moments and also, increase the defense a little bit. The offense was very, very good this season. The defense they struggled with in that 49ers game. They had a big lead. They let the 49ers come back and win it. You just can't do that if you want to get to the big game, and that experience should help them go into next season.
Yeah, I think so too. And then look at the 49ers, really NFC as a whole. The NFC really is just the Niners, the Lions, and
and the Giants. No, I'm just kidding.
Yes, the Giants, right? Yes. Giants, Daniel Jones, yes. No, definitely not. Not now. But anyway, that's a different conversation. It's really just because the Cowboys are not gonna. We know what they do every year. I mean, the Eagles are wishy-washy. Like sometimes they're on, sometimes they're off. I don't, it's really two main teams. Then it's kind of like just up for grabs for everybody else. I think in NFC, even the 49ers, they looked weak in some spots last year. So
very true. It's going to be interesting, man.
It is going to be interesting for sure. So
we know who runs the AFC. Sadly,
yes. I just need somebody to beat the Chiefs, man. I just need somebody. So
hey, you're not ready for a healthy Joe Burrow, man.
I don't think the league is, man. Like he's healthy, he's on it. Now the question is,
Burrowhead,
is he going to be on the roster by the time the season starts? What do you think?
Wait, what?
T. Higgins. Is he? You think he's?
Oh, T. Higgins. Okay, yeah. I thought we were still talking about Joe Burrow. I didn't hear that. No. Yeah. T. Higgins. Man, I don't think he's going to be on the roster by the time the season starts, unless they can pay him a little bit of money and can convince him to stay. I think he's going somewhere else. I know that I hate to say it, but the Patriots might try and grab him still, which I really hope doesn't happen because
Michael never let you hear the end of it. That happened.
Javon Baker from UCF went to the Patriots, right?
Yeah.
Haven't heard the end of that yet.
Hey.
And also Joe Milton went to the Patriots too. So. Let's just say this draft wasn't fun.
Yeah, Baker was talking up some game, man. I think he was saying he said something about he was saying there's not 10 dudes better than me or something he was saying. So he's got a lot of confidence in himself, which is great. And he's a talented receiver. But we'll see. Yeah,
like he said, what did he say? He said I play so good, I make people in wheelchairs stand up or something like that.
Yeah. he's definitely got confidence, a lot of confidence.
He does. He does. He was at UCF. He was very outspoken too. I mean, he was even outspoken on the fans leaving at halftime. So I mean, he's definitely a team player, and he speaks on his love for UCF. So and he's got a great love for the game. I think the Patriots got a good pick with that. Yada yada yada. But I think that man, T. Higgins. Don't think he's going to be on the Bengals. Don't know where he's going to end up per se, but wishing him the best. He's a good wide receiver, and wherever he goes, he's going to be a wide receiver 2, 3. But if he goes to a team that really needs him, he could be a wide receiver 1, like the Patriots, for instance.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I just doubt he'll play under the franchise tag this year. I highly doubt he plays under that tag. I don't see Cincinnati just giving him a deal. So he's most likely going to get traded. I hope it's not to the Chiefs, man. I really hope he doesn't go to the Chiefs. I just can't. It's either it could be Buffalo, possibly that could be a name to watch out for. But we'll see.
Chiefs their wide receiver room is going to be practically brand new next season again. I just saw MVS just went to the Bills, so there, and who knows what's happening with Rashid Rice. I don't know what's going to be happening with all that. So it's interesting. I think that the Chiefs. I don't know, man. It's going to be interesting. I think also Harrison Butker's in a little bit of some stuff too. So.
Yeah, he's in a little bit of trouble. Apparently, like there's a petition going around for him to get released. So.
Yeah, honestly, I brought it up, but I still don't know exactly what happened. To be honest, all I saw was one TikTok on it, and then I saw the petition, and the TikTok didn't like have what happened at all. But all I know is I saw that, and I was like, Chiefs downfall's coming. Let's go.
It starts with Harrison Butker and G. Rice.
But it ends with Taylor Swift breaking up with Travis.
Yes, and it ends with Taylor Swift dumping Travis Kelce. The day that all NFL fans will rejoice and scream and clap. But anyway, but yeah, man. So we'll see what happens. AFC, like you said, this should be interesting. NFC, hopefully some other teams. I hope my Falcons can make a run for it, man. I hope they can. Maybe Kirk Cousins can give us a little Kirko magic.
Fair enough. You got to spin that chain. Spin the chain.
Kirk chains, right?
Yes.
But I mean, I like Kirk. Like I said multiple times on this show, people are really the word around here in Atlanta is like people really aren't loving the Penix pick. They don't like it at all. I think we should win defense. I'm like, well, you don't know how our the quarterback class is going to look from here on out. I mean,
you think that they should? Do you think that they should have went defense or they should have got Roma Dunze?
I mean, I like where they did with Penix, but if they didn't pick Penix, then I would have probably preferred Rome. I would have preferred Rome or Dallas Turner. But I do like what they did with Penix. But if they would have done something else, that's one of those two guys I would have preferred them to pick.
Fair. That's fair.
So, but I like Penix, man. I think he's good. I think he's going to be good. But people here do not like that pick.
Yeah, I mean, part of me doesn't blame him, but I don't mind it. Like if I'm a Falcons fan, I wouldn't mind it. But I'm not, and wishing y'all the worst. I'm just kidding. I actually love Penix, man.
This football. That's what Rob. That's how it goes, man. So we'll see what goes. But hey, Baker got it bad too. So he's gonna be getting paid. So and he took that team to the playoffs. So I mean, we'll see what the Bucs do too. It's gonna be the NFC South's gonna be interesting. At least with the Bucs and Falcons.
Yeah, true. And I'm hoping that another Derek Carr to the Saints situation doesn't happen with Kirk to the Falcons.
Yeah, me either. Let's hope not. But yeah, man. So kind of moving to our next little segment here. Top 5 receivers going into 2024. Who is on your list?
Ooh, so I went into this fifth one trying to be a little controversial just to see if anybody, wants to spark a conversation with me. But at my 5th pick going into this next season, y'all can agree or disagree. Jay, you can too. I got Puka Nacua. I think that this man is going to continue his run, and I got him at my 5th spot. Also, a lot of people for me, because of this past season, had kind of dropped, and if I'm going to go a little controversial here, this will be my only pick. But I got Puka, man. I think he's going to continue his run. He's one of the best rookie wide receivers almost of all time. I think of all time with his records that he set, especially for a rookie. And, even with that, he was struggling. He wasn't struggling, actually, with his backup quarterbacks behind Matthew Stafford because Matthew Stafford was injured for most of the season. Did he have to step up for Cooper Kupp? Yes, but Cooper Kupp came back and Puka was still wide receiver 1. So, I mean, I'm excited to see what he does. I think he's a top 5 wide receiver going into the next season to be on the lookout for. A guy that I would have him over right now going into next season, who would be my honorable mention, would be Devontae Adams. But they got to figure out their quarterback room in the Las Vegas. But on my number 4, I got Stephon Diggs. I mean, he is crazy. You already know his game. Now he's about to be with C.J. Stroud and D'Amico Collins as his Ryan's or Collins?
D'Amico Ryan's the coach, but
D'Amico Ryan's
receiver on the roster.
D'Amico, that's what I'm thinking. D'Amico Ryan's coaching the offense. Stephon Diggs been wanting out of Buffalo for a while. He's tight with Josh Allen from what we see. But, I think that him and C.J. Stroud are going to get it going. I can't wait to see him in Houston, man. I think this is going to be great. Great, deadly combo, too. So I'm going Stephon Diggs at my 4. At my 3, I'm going to keep with recent trends past few years, CeeDee Lamb. I think that he is one of the best wide receivers. I got him at my top 3. Even whenever they choke, he still is one of the top 3 wide receivers, in my opinion. I think that even with Dak Prescott throwing him some little duds every now and then, he still gets the job done. Not much else to say with CD. We obviously know he's fast. He's very good catching ability, very good awareness as well. Then in my number 2, this is going to be a struggle for him, and he is coming off an injury, but I just can't discredit the man. Give me Justin Jefferson. He's going into the season. He's gonna do some things. I feel bad for him. He's going to want to trade by week 3. That doesn't mean he's a bad wide receiver, though. J.J. McCarthy being his quarterback, I feel very bad for him. But as long as J.J. McCarthy can hand off the ball like he did at Michigan, I guess he'll be fine. But then at my number 1, I got Tyreek Hill, the fastest man in the NFL. Give me Tyreek Hill. He's going to be the number 1 wide receiver to watch out for, number 1 wide receiver going into next season. And hey, you can't beat those fantasy points. You can't beat it.
No, you can't do it. Not at all. When he's on the field, you're about to rack up.
I think it's gonna be a fun time in Miami, especially with OBJ there now too. So be on the lookout, Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, man. I would have been interested to see if OBJ was there last year with Hard Knocks, that would have been the conversation with Mike McDaniel. I just would have loved to see that. 'Cause I was watching it last year, and it was cool. Getting to see, dude, Mike McDaniel was one of my favorite coaches in the league, man. He's just he's the type of coach you want to play for. He's just cool and funny. I mean, especially when he tries to be serious, it's like, dude. But yeah, so that's a good list, man. Don't know about
thanks,
but I love. Listen, for all my people, dude, I love Puka Nacua. He's awesome. He's definitely my top 10 for sure. But just for top 5 sakes, I'm going to go here with at 5. I got Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's been playing phenomenal since he got in the league, and now got that bag. So I know he's going to be even more motivated to go out there and perform. He's just a great route runner. He's very good at finding those open spots in the field, and if Jared Goff gets on the ball, then it's hard to stop him. Then I got Cooper Kupp at 4. Cooper Kupp. I mean, that goes without saying. Super Bowl MVP, of course. And then in front of him, Jamar Chase, Cincinnati. Look, Joe Burrow's gonna be healthy this year. Hopefully, he stays healthy. I expect Jamar to have a big year. Kind of similar to 2021, his rookie year. So I hope he has another year like that. See, my top 2 have been kind of interchangeable. I'm kind of just stuck between Monte Adams or Diggs or Justin Jefferson. I'm kind of in between those guys right now. So quarterback situations you got to factor into it too.
True. So you don't got a 2 or 1?
I mean, on my list, I did have Adams at 2 and Jefferson at 1, but that could be
no Tyreek in the top 5.
I love Reek, man. He's great. It's just like I said,
I think he is a better quarterback. He has a better quarterback than the Raiders, in my opinion, at least. I know 2 is not always accurate, but if you want to talk QB situation, though.
Yeah, no, Tua definitely, and people want to rip on him, but like he was one of the better statistical quarterbacks last year. Um,
Yeah.
it's like, where's your argument? Because anyway, you know how people are on Instagram and Twitter. So,
Oh yeah.
our coaches on there and our analysts, like you guys don't watch any football. You look at stats at the end of games. You know you watch Sports Center, but you don't like. See, we're analysts, bro. We analyze the game. So,
Sure. Sure. Me sitting over here with Puka Nakua at my fifth, man.
hey, like I mean,
Y'all not ready.
Some analysts would have him at their fifth, like I don't blame that. He's a great player. I mean, definitely one of the more underrated receivers in the league for sure. So like I say, it's interchangeable. I mean, I could slide Reek in there. I mean, it's just like I say, but
Yeah.
those are my top five. I mean, Diggs, he'll be good this year with CJ Stroud. You know, I love CJ Stroud, so I hope that his story continues and Texans continue to just go up. So.
Yeah. It's going to be a great year for them. They're going to start becoming an AFC contender like they have with Deshaun Watson. Their fans, I'm sure, like, oh my gosh, man, I'm so glad we have another guy, which be lucky because that doesn't happen to a lot of franchises. So,
yes, it could be worse. You could be stuck with Desmond Ritter. Right?
What do you mean, man? He's so good.
Yeah, man, best quarterback in the league, bro. Like he's awesome. But no, yeah, I mean, I wish Des the best. I wish him the best. I mean, but
he's gonna do great whenever he gets to the XFL. It's gonna be awesome.
Dude, he's gonna be like, championship game MVP and everything, man. Like he's gonna ball out, man. XFL.
Yes.
But yeah. So last little thing here, man. Way too early Super Bowl picks. Who you got?
Ah, man, that is so tough to say right now. But let's talk about it. Let's see. In the AFC, your big contenders are going to be the Bengals. They're going to be the Texans, the Chiefs. I'm not going to put the Bills on there. I won't even be surprised if the Bills miss the playoffs. I'm sorry, but that's just my opinion. We'll see. We'll also see how the Jets do. I'm not saying the Jets are a contender whatsoever, but that's going to be very interesting now to see with Aaron Rodgers healthy. If he doesn't do something stupid in the first game again, which, oh my gosh, if you do that again, just hang up the cleats, brother. But after that, I'm trying to think who else. The Dolphins aren't really a contender, a great team, but they're not going to contend. So honestly, I'm gonna dwindle it down to there, and you know what? I'm gonna stick with it. I had this last season. Things went a little bit bad, but I'm gonna have the Bengals coming out of the AFC. Like we're talking about, you got Jamar Chase in your top five coming back, Joe Burrow coming back, Chiefs downfall, Burrowhead will be back, and let's just go for it. Let's just say the Bengals.
Okay.
Bengals in the AFC. NFC we talked about earlier. That's a wide open playing field. Man, one team we're forgetting to discuss here, which is a contender, is the Packers. And I think that the Packers, they're going to make a little good. They're gonna continue to grow. So we got Packers. The Bears will probably have 3 wins. No, I'm just kidding. That's just the Caleb Williams hate.
I was about to say, bro. Wild card. I give them wild card. I'll give the Bears wild card this year.
Wild card, man.
Yeah, I think so. Dude, their defense played great. Like for the most part, like especially even before the Sweat trade, they were playing good. I mean, now you're adding a quarterback and their receiving core: Odunze, DJ Moore, Keenan Allen, like Cole Kmet, tight end, like Swift in the backfield. Like if Shane Waldron can get that offense right, and they can, dude, I'm telling you, they're gonna be. I give them wild card. I don't think they miss the playoffs this year. I really don't think they do.
I mean, honestly, when you say it like that, and I'm not over here using my brain fully, they assembled the Avengers almost, and it's like, yeah, they probably will. And it won't surprise me if the Vikings are last in that division, which probably will happen this year.
JJ
But
us, right?
no, I think I have more hate for JJ than Caleb Williams, honestly.
Wow, what? Really? I'm surprised.
Yeah, he's a cheater. He's corny as hell, and he just
hey, don't forget like
he's not good.
In the end zone with he was like meditating, like he was barefoot, like. Hey.
Oh my gosh, that's just as corny as like Russell Wilson, like meditating like that the whole time. But yeah, man, NFC. It's tough. You're going to have the 49ers. You're going to have the Lions, just like the NFC Championship last year. You're going to have the Bucks, who probably will win the Super Bowl, but I'm not going to talk about that. And then what else we got? Got the Cowboys. They're going to choke. Eagles are going to choke. You know what? I'll just go out on a limb here, and we've been talking about it at the beginning. I'll just throw it out there just because it's way too early. Bengals, Lions. We got a little cat fight going on. Bengals, Lions, Super Bowl.
Those are your final predictions.
Final. I mean, it's way too early. I'll have
of course. Yeah, way too early. Okay, cool. Hey, that's all right. Cool. That's what I asked. So you answered the question. So okay. So mine, I would have to say, dude, I would love for the Bengals to beat the Chiefs, but I don't. Chiefs in the Super Bowl for me. And then on the NFC side, going with Detroit, man. I'm gonna sit with you there. I'm going with Detroit. I think they finally do it. I think they make the Super Bowl this year. I feel like they, I think they're going to do it. So Lions Chiefs rematch of Week 1 last season, but in the Super Bowl. So that's what I got.
You got the Chiefs. You got the Chiefs three-peating.
Hey, look, Detroit beat them in the opener last year, and they had a plan, and it worked pretty well for the game, but it's like even then the Chiefs were still going to win. I don't know, man. Like it's hard to win 3 times in a row. Even heck, the Tom Brady Patriots didn't do that. But Chiefs are just different. I don't know, man.
I really hope that doesn't happen. But if it does, the Chiefs would three-peat. Now, like we talked about before, I don't know what's going to happen with that wide receiver room with the Chiefs. They obviously got Travis Kelce. Man's getting older, and near the end of the season, he wasn't playing to the Travis Kelce we know and love, honestly. So to that extent, but we'll see what happens there. I think it's wide open. If I weren't to go Lions, I would go Packers. And I know that's crazy to say, but they almost had a little like Cinderella run last season. Came down to the wire with the 49ers, which they could have won that game. So I'm just going to say, watch out for the Packers. Watch out for the Texans as well. Those are both Texans, Packers, probably my like 2 little sneaky teams that could get to the Super Bowl.
Yep.
But
yeah, definitely. For sure. Now, I know people are probably going to go on us for not mentioning the Ravens. And here's why I didn't. And maybe the same reason for you, but they lost a lot of good defensive players this past offseason. Patrick Queen being among them, and you lost your defense coordinator, Mike McDonald. That's going to be huge. That plays a role. Whether people realize it or not, that's huge. I think that is going to, like I say, be a factor. So I don't know. The Ravens are not the Super Bowl pick.
That's on me. I honestly, that just went over my head when I'm trying to think of 30 different teams. But I will say that, the Ravens will be a contender. But will they get to the Super Bowl, even the AFC Championship? I don't know. And that's where I kind of agree with you on the defense. And I like to see how they manage Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson, 2 speedy guys on their feet, how they can balance that out. And, also Mark Andrews, he had a tough injury last season. Let's see if he can do better. You know how it is with tight ends. Sometimes they don't get back to their full ability after an injury. But we'll have to see. The Ravens, they'll be a team to look out for, but I don't know, man. Lamar Jackson is different, so there might be a way that they can sneak in. They were just in the AFC Championship last season, so it's not out of the picture. But the NFL this season, man, it's great every year, but this season is going to be so good. I can't wait.
Yes, it is. It sure is, man. So definitely. So yeah, it's gonna be a great season, man. I mean, we're almost, through mini camp and stuff, and guys are out there and helmets and stuff. I just love this time of year. Soon pads, and then let's kick the season off. Make sure you guys, if you want to watch football on Christmas Day, make sure you have Netflix. Apparently, yeah, all Christmas games are going to be streaming on Netflix. Released today. Don't ask why. So, guys, everybody out there, you better have Netflix if you want to watch football on Christmas. And there's a lot of good Christmas games this year.
So first we got to do the Amazon Prime stuff, and now you're gonna have to do Netflix. Oh my gosh!
Don't forget the Peacock. Remember for the Chiefs and Dolphins last year.
Yeah.
Peacock. So, dude, I'm telling you, man, like it's yeah. But anyway, so that's that little housekeeping thing there. But Nick, you got anything else, man? You wanted to say anything before we get off?
Yeah. Before we go, I just want to say, if you guys haven't already, check out Jaden Gay's collection of books. There is a fourth one he's written that I haven't bought yet, but you guys need to check these out. They're great reads. They're pretty quick reads too. You can get through them and like be satisfied at the end of all your books. But man, check out Jaden's books here. I'm sure he'll have the link for them somewhere. If you follow him on the socials, he's got them for you. But they're all on Amazon. They also they have Amazon Prime. If you have Amazon Prime with it, they come in like a day. Like it didn't even take a day for it to come. So it said 2 days, took a day, but great books. There's a fourth one which I'll be getting soon, and maybe Jay needs to have a little book club and we can discuss his books. So.
That's actually not a bad idea. But yeah, thank you, Nick, for that little shout out there. And I'm gonna put the links to the books in the description in the video. So to all three, all four, actually now. So make sure you guys check them out. Would have loved that. Would appreciate it if you could support. And and who knows, man? Maybe on the way. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see.
Awesome.
But thanks, Nick.
We can only hope.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yeah. But thank you, dude, again, and we'll be talking, man. So
it's always a fun time on Jay's Fifth Down, man.
yes, it is. So we'll see you next time, Nick. Thanks, bro.
See you, Jay.
All right, man.